Yes.
Fantastic.
Si tu veux, on peut continuer en français.
Oh, wow, okay.
Kombucha is a fermented tea.
Okay.
So it will just go there and, like put everything in order.
Yes. It reduces your medical bills when you're older.
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Good. Is it good for the skin as well?
Hi there, I'm Maxine, founder of lifestyle and fashion brand Cafe Folk. I've been doing this journey now for 6 years, and through my journey I've met the most inspiring people, and so I thought I would put together an interview series documenting those moments that I get to meet them, and hopefully that you will be inspired by them too. Enjoy!
Hello, today we are here in the kitchen with Fruzsina from the Green Sommelier, and we're going to learn. Hi Fruzzi, how are you? You good?
Yes, perfect.
Very exciting. No, I'm loving this. I can't wait to ask all my questions. So today we're going to learn about fermented drinks.
Yes.
And kombucha, the process, and also learn about what it is really.
Yeah, and what it does.
And what it does. So let's start a little bit about, let's start with your story. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sure. So I'm a sommelier. This is why the Green Sommelier name came from. I was working in a Michelin star restaurant where I was making the non-alcoholic juice pairing. And there it's a very big challenge to make and create drinks that are equally complex to wine, but without all the alcohol content. So if someone doesn't want to drink alcohol, can still enjoy the menu as fully as someone
I love that.
else. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And so I was working there for a long time, and I could see that there's like more and more people getting interested, asking a lot of questions. We did a lot of experiments with different kind of drinks, and this is how I met kombucha, and then water kefir, ginger beer, the non-alcoholic version. So a lot of different processes.
And how many years ago did that start for you?
I started 1 year ago.
1 year ago,
yes.
But you're so knowledgeable and like everything. It's like, so, but the Green Sommelier started 1 year ago, but you and your profession started quite...
More like 5 years ago, I would say now.
But did you start with doing fermented drinks, or were you a sommelier? Did you work in the wine industry, or how did it kind of connect?
It kind of started at the same time with salt, but I was very interested in wine. I lived 5 years in France, so that also helped a lot with me loving wine.
Okay. Do you speak French as well?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Si tu veux, on peut continuer en français.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But yes.
I love that.
And so I was getting to know more of these drinks. And so as I could see that there is a lot of people interested.
Yeah.
And in Hungary, there's not a lot of people actually who sell them or like know, like a lot of people just like, they read that, okay, kombucha is very healthy, but what is it?
Now, this is the thing. So I personally, we met personally at a pop-up that we were doing at Abra Rugs. And that's kind of, I knew about kombucha. The first time I ever heard about it was actually in California.
Yes.
And that's probably about 10 years ago. And it was a fad. So it was almost as if like... everybody was drinking kombucha. It was being sold in the supermarkets. And I was like, oh, what? Like, originally I thought, oh, what's that? And I didn't know much about it until recently. And of course, as you get older, you start to become more conscious.
Yes,
you know, here in Hungary, we've got a lot of things like sauerkraut, like equivalents. We have like the sauerkraut, which is good for the gut health. And then I met you, and then you were making these kombuchas, but you were making them in a kind of very sexy way, like, you know, and you had them at the pop-up.
It's hard to make them sexy if you... I'm trying everything, but they still look like this, you know?
Yes. So
like
let's...
This is a kombucha SCOBY.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people, when they drink kombucha, they don't actually realize that this is also included in the process. And you can also smell what you smell here. Yes, this is vinegar, like the smell of acid. Yes. And it has a very quite strong smell.
And this grows within
they grow like a lot.
So let's start from the basics, because you're already like deep in it. Let's start from the basics, as if like when I first asked you, so, you know, you came in with your different kombucha. And kombucha, what is kombucha, first of all?
So kombucha is a fermented tea.
Okay.
So when we say fermentation, it's always when some sort of material transforms into another one. Yeah. And we need the help of microorganisms to do so. Yeah. In this case, we have a SCOBY, a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So you have millions of different yeast and bacteria who are working together and breaking down the sugar, building these cellulose forms or I'm not sure what's the correct term here, but they are building these, and they're also creating at the same time beneficial bacteria for our gut, probiotics.
So it's mainly for the gut, right? For the health of the gut.
But the gut is everything.
Yes.
The gut is everything.
Yes.
Like if you know about the microbiome, which is already also a topic that is blowing up right now, because we realize it's how important is the biodiversity of our body. Not only the nature that surrounds us, but also the nature inside us, because we do actually have trillions of bacteria living inside us, working every day together, so we can exist.
Sure, that's an interesting.
And we have to support that bacteria. And with most of the foods that we have nowadays, they're very poor in biodiversity. So we have to support them with different kind of organisms that we get from kombucha or sauerkraut, as you said. But also if we eat a lot of variety of raw fruits and vegetables, that also helps a lot. So unprocessed, raw, and a lot of fermented food.
Okay, so then going back to the original, so to make one kombucha pot like this, what elements do we need?
Yes, so we need tea. And you can see, like, this is chamomile actually, which is not a tea. It's a herbal infusion. But if we use this, we'll also add some original green tea. This is sencha, coming from China.
And we were talking about how
you can smell it. It's very
actually
nice
sencha.
one.
I like it, the flat leaves, right? I always have this. Yes, I love that.
These.
That's one of my favorite. So a kombucha will always be made from either you said earlier a black tea and a green tea, correct? Yes. And then you mix it with.
And then you can mix your blend together. So if I would want to create like what we are drinking now, it's motte, and motte is a special tea from South America. But in order to have the same tannins and caffeine than tea has, we have to mix it. So here, the motte also has a little bit of black tea that I mixed in it. And for example, this one is elderflower, but here as well, you will have some green tea in it. So you have to feed the SCOBY because they eat tea as they are originally from Japan. And when they developed for the first time, like Japan and Korea, China, like that.
That was the area where kombucha
was born.
Approximately, I read 2,000 years ago, started. So the idea, which is quite amazing because it's not just a modern fad, right? It's actually something which is from an ancient healing process, which makes for me even more exciting to drink something like that. So I think so it eats tea. That's interesting. So you've got the SCOBY. You've got the tea. What else do we add to it? Sugar. And is this this is the sugar?
No, this is not sugar. This is the water kefir bacteria.
I understand.
That's
a different thing. We're going to be talking about that today as well. Okay,
sugar,
so we've got the sugar.
I just have a blend. This is like el azúcar. This is white sugar and cane sugar mixed together with some salt.
And so that's you've kind of like over the time of learning about this, you've mixed that together, or is that the standard? Oh, okay.
No, it's just my blend.
It's your blend.
Everyone has their own
blend,
or
I love that.
They just use white or cane or.
And what's the quantity? Just
approximately you need like 50 to 100 grams of sugar
in something like this per liter.
Per liter, yes.
And how long does it actually take to make one?
Yes, it depending on the season, 5 to 15 days. Like maybe in the summer when it's hot, you will get it ready in like 5 days.
Okay, because the heat also helps it to ferment.
The heat accelerates everything. So
and then
in the winter time, it can also go for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because it's cold and they are like working slower.
All right, and what's the, because there's loads of questions I've got, but what's the recommended amount that should you have a small glass every day?
Yes, so the recommended amount is about 2 to 5 deciliter if you're already used to it. But if you're just starting, you should start at 1 or 2 deciliter per day because it's quite powerful.
Yes.
And it can be overpowering for the
system, the gut.
Yeah, for the balance of your gut.
Yes.
Because it will just go there and like put everything in order.
Yes. And you're not ready for it.
And if you're not ready, it can but it won't won't harm you.
Sure.
Your stomach will hurt.
Yes.
A little bit.
Okay.
But that's all it does.
So that's the basic one, right?
And that's the basic.
That's the basic. But then you, of course, as I said earlier, you made it very sexy, and you add all the different kinds of flavors. And so, you said you have an elderflower one here.
Yes. Do you want to taste it?
Yeah, definitely want to taste it. Don't throw this away. Yeah, you can throw that away. Yeah. I love that. Elderflower is actually one of my favorites. Do you actually get the elderflower like?
This is dried.
Okay,
now,
this is dried.
But in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have it fresh.
Oh, that's so much.
This is also quite powerful in the acidity.
Okay.
Because this is like an bottle-aged kombucha. Can you see the bubbles?
Yeah, show it to them.
I love them.
To them. I love that.
Yes.
Look at that. It almost looks like a... Oh.
It is quite sour.
But it's quite nice though. I really like that's like a champagne. Yes, you're right.
Like if you have this in your wine, like I also like to drink it from wine glass.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like when you drink this, you don't feel like you're missing out on something.
It's almost like a mushed as well, a little bit.
Yes.
No, slightly.
Yes, absolutely.
Very interesting. And I want to ask you a little bit of like some questions afterwards about when we looked at the flavors, but about, I didn't know that. I think that's amazing that a lot of people go into the restaurants and of course they want to have just as a very special experience with drinks, but they don't drink alcohol. So this is an alternative. I've had, for example, at my dinners, some people have asked me like, are you serving alcohol? Because I don't drink alcohol and I don't want to feel awkward sitting at the table and being the only one who doesn't.
Yes.
So I think having something like this is an amazing option for when you have dinners with friends.
Of course. Or when
you drink it with food, like it's okay?
It's very good. Okay. Because it has like acidity, and normally we also like historically we drink wine with food because it helps digesting the food when you have during your meals some acidity.
I didn't know that. Look at that. Learning, that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of times also I think in like peer pressure is strong with alcohol.
Yes.
So if you have like company dinner and everyone is drinking and you don't want to be the goody girl who is like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not drinking because health is actually important for me. Yeah. It's some, then you're like party breaker or something.
Yes.
Which is super toxic culture, but it exists.
Yes, but it exists.
Exactly. But if you have a wine glass with something filled like this, they won't question you.
Yes. And so this means, because you were telling me about your work as well, so you do one-on-one, you go to corporate clients and you do actually teach them about different fermented drinks. And do they add it to their menus at their company gatherings?
Well, let's hope they will.
Yes, once they get educated. Why? Because this is, now you told me about this today, this actually is quite inspiring. I didn't even think about it. I think that's pretty amazing.
And the non-alcoholic market is like blowing up,
which is great.
It's great. It's like all the big companies are focusing more and more on non-alcoholic.
Well, that's why we're doing this as well, because we want to educate people so that they learn more about how to take care of themselves, right?
And not only like when you take care of yourself, you also like really strongly influence your environment because these bacteria that you drink, like you have bacteria in your skin, in your stomach, everywhere. Yeah. And they will like grow and they will spread. Yes. But the good bacteria also.
So I didn't know that.
So if you're healthy and you keep yourself healthy, that will help your environment.
I love that. Let's get drinking kombucha. Yes. Okay, so let's go back because we have so many things.
So the next kombucha that we'll be tasting is a cranberry. So here you can also put some fruits in it to flavor. And here I put some just cranberry juice.
So different, the smell. This is almost like
it's very strong. Our personalities influence our tastes as well. And what I noticed in my workshops that a lot of people who prefer kombucha to water kefir, and especially like stronger kombucha, their personality is also quite strong. Like they're like punchy, vibrant.
Love that.
Like go, like it's a different personality. And the others who are like a little bit more softer or calmer, they would prefer usually a little bit calmer drink as well. So the less punchy, more vibrant, more like creamy and softer taste.
Isn't that
which
interesting?
Is water kefir. Yes.
I love that.
It's very, and it's a question of taste. Like they're not better than one another.
No, sure.
They're just different.
Yes.
And this is the biodiversity and the diversity that's so nice that we have options.
Sure.
Yes, you don't have to. If you don't like kombucha, you don't have to drink it just because everyone's drinking it.
Yes.
You can just switch to water kefir, and that will be maybe your drink. Or if you don't like that, switch to gingerbread, but never drink something out of trend.
Yes.
Because it will harm, like if you don't like it, your gut will know it.
Yes, that's interesting.
Yes.
I love that. I love that education behind it. Okay, should we have a look at one of these? All right, so here we're going to do the straining process, right? Could you explain a little bit about what the straining process is?
Yes, of course. So this is thyme and sage.
Love thyme.
Kombucha, and it's been on since the 19th. I don't know what's the date now. Like
what?
maybe April.
19th
It's
of
like
April.
10 years old. 10 days old.
10 days old. Look
so
at that.
First, I take the SCOBY out.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean.
Can I touch it?
Yes, of
course. Can I just see what it's like?
It's like octopus.
That's so interesting.
No?
It's like a gummy.
Or like mushroom, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite soft, and I don't like. In the beginning, people are grossed out, but I don't think it's.
I think it's
like
beautiful.
I think it's very beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Like, look at that.
Can you eat it? No.
Yes.
You can eat it.
Yes.
Do people make something out of it?
Yes, you can eat probiotic gummy bears.
No,
yes,
really?
And it's very healthy and it's very delicious too.
Do you make those as well?
I tried a couple of times, but it's like a lot. It's a bit time consuming.
Okay.
But you can. Yes.
Okay.
So what I did, I took out the SCOBY mother, and then I just mixed it because a lot of yeast can go on the bottom.
Yes.
So I need to take that out. So can you help, please?
Absolutely.
Just put and then just strain it. So as I said, this is like 10 days old, so it's quite. Normally I would have probably strained it like 2 days ago.
Okay.
That would have been a little bit better, but now it's just more punchy, you know.
And
like
how long?
Still okay.
It's still okay. And how long? Why can the kombucha get bad? Like you can't drink it? No. Okay.
It never goes bad, but it becomes vinegar.
Okay.
It turns into vinegar.
Okay.
This, if I put it in the fridge, it will be good for like a month.
For a month?
Yes.
Wow. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And let's try it.
And I just done a tiny bit for me. Thank you very much. Okay. And then that's so interesting. A month. I thought it would be a little less, like a week. Oh, you can smell the thyme in this one.
Yes. So also there's like no sugar left.
I really like this. Afterwards, Patrick, you have to try it. This is really, really good.
Yeah, so I said it starts with like around 60 grams of sugar. Now in this one, you have like 3 grams.
I really like this.
Yes?
Yes, I do.
This is your favorite?
One's my favorite so far. So you will make these because I've seen that you've got your own starter pack.
Yes.
That you offer for people.
Yes.
You do workshops for groups and in general. Hopefully, we'll also offer one. Hopefully, we'll see. But you also, do you get orders? Like, do people say, "Hey, could you make me some kombucha"?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay.
It's because to mass produce kombucha, you need a very smart system.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of investment. And also for me, manufacturing, it's just boring.
Okay. So for yourself, it's fine. You do
myself,
teaching.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I do the workshops and I make, sometimes I would make it for my friends.
Yes.
But it's for my family and friends.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't want to do big orders or anything like that. Because
I like this educational part.
I like the education part too.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks to me much better. And when you speak about sustainability, it's just, you don't want to make a product that you have to put in plastic or glass and ship it, but just teach them how to make it at home so they can create at home with loving care and
encourages
family.
People to use their hands again.
And to take back something in their control, you know. And I know it can be a little time consuming, but it's 1 hour per week.
All good things.
Come on.
Time consuming, and also it reduces your medical bills when you're older.
It does.
Exactly.
100%.
Good. Is it good for the skin as well?
Very good for the skin, for the hair, for the everything. It gives you kind of a glow, when your gut is in order.
Yeah.
You have this inner
peace,
shining.
which is
shining. Yes.
I love that. I mean, with the things that I was doing now with Coffee Folk this year, what you're talking about, exactly what you're talking about, is exactly what I have wanted to do. And so I'm so happy that we're here in the kitchen kind of looking at this, learning about this, because like you said, the gut, I find this fascinating. I just find it so fascinating. Should we get a little bit of a closer shot? Very interesting. Awesome. Okay, let's have a look at